Hey, how's it going, everybody? So I've been getting a lot of some messages on how to use the simulator. So this is going to be a quick rundown on how to download the simulator and how to use it. The installation is on the website right over here. So you can basically download it from soft4fx. You go to software, you go to new simulator right over here, and then it's going to show you what it does and all that stuff. We're going to go over this in the actual simulator here in a little bit. So it only works with MetaTrader 4. You can connect it to any account, your demo account, live account, but also remember this, right? Once you download it, let's just go down over here. So once you download it and once you install it, so you can see installation right over here. It's basically very simple. It's not that hard at all. So you follow these steps and you can basically download it. You can see right over here, go to file, open data folder, you place the file over here, you allow the little imports, and then you basically drag it from your navigator from the left hand side and onto the chart, and it kind of starts on, and you enter your email and email and the activation code you get, and then it's basically running at that point. So once you download it, here's the thing, right? So you're going to get two licenses. So whatever account you have logged into your MetaTrader 4, one license is going to attach to that account. So for me, I have this live account. I had this from the start when I started trading. So this is the account that's going to get attached to 615802. If I log out of this account and if I try to log in the simulator, it's then gonna count that as like a new account, right? So always remember is if you have a demo account, it's gonna connect to your one account, whichever you log into, right? So once you have this, once the simulator is on, there's certain things you can do, right? First step is you go to data center. From data center, so this is your data provider right over here on the top. So you have multiple ones. You have TrueFX, you have Dukas Copy. I use Dukas Copy because this is something set by default, so it's just like I've never even thought about going over here because this is something that has been here for a long time, and I didn't really need any change to basically, or I never had any need to change it basically. Then you have all these pairs at the bottom, you can choose a currency pair and you can download it. What I like to do is I like to download, let's say if I'm going to download, let's say I want to do simulation on USD So I'm going to select USD I'm going to go download. So if you choose 3 years of data, it's going to take a long time to download that data because there's a pretty big files, right? So I like to do like 2 years. The previous 2 years I hit download, and it's going to take its time to download the data and whatever, so on and so forth. So once that's done, so we're going to stop it right over here, for sake of this little presentation. Once that's done, you got to download the economics calendar too. So from here, you can do update, and it's going to download all the economic calendar. Once that's done, beautiful, we're good to go. So we hit close, then we start our new simulation. And this is where you need to really pay attention, right, to times and all this stuff. So first of all, if you have provider, Dukas Copy, it is what it is. It's been here for a long time, so never needed had the need to change it. Instrument, you want to trade, USD CAD, pound yen, whatever you want to trade. So let's say we're going to do simulation on pound yen. We're going to choose pound yen. We're going to start simulation from, so this is the date where you want to start it from, right? I suggest start from within the last 2 years because the market dynamics change every 3 years, right? So if you're going to go all the way back towards 2017, 2016, that market dynamic may not exist what it is today, right? So I like to do like 2020, maybe 2019, because now we're moving into 2021. So I like to keep it as relevant as possible, right? So let's go with July, whatever, 19th. Currency, so you only get a choice of like pound or yen, right? Because the pair is pound yen. So if you choose USD CAD, then you get a choice of like USD or CAD, right? So we're going to stick to pound yen over here. Go back towards, let's say like July 21, whatever. Pound, starting balance, time on the charts. Now, this is important in a way because if you look at your MetaTrader time at the bottom, it's going to show you based on GMT right over here, time on the chart. So this is something I've kept it as it is. I've never changed it because normally our MetaTraders, they show the same time as time on the charts as GMT. I'm not sure how that works. So I've kept it just as is right over here. Rewinding allowed means like if you can go back on the candles, if you can hit previous candle, and if you can go back in time or not. So that's something I've kept it as it is. Pip size, I've never had the need to change it, so I've kept it as it is. Lot size, I've never had the need to change it, I've kept it as it is. Leverage, this is something you can experiment with, like, if someone's trading with 1 to 30, or like, 1 to 100, 200, 500, whatever, that's your call. So I kept it at like 400. Sometimes I keep it at like 200 if I want to test some things. Spread, this is basically, so if you leave it at real spread, it's going to show you the exact spread on that date, right? So let's say if you're trading New York session, whatever the spread there was on the 21st July 2019, it's going to show you that spread. So if you change it to fixed spread, this is where you can kind of like have like a fixed spread. You can have it like 2 pips, 1.5 pips, 20 pips, 30 pips, whatever. So this says points. So 10 points, this basically means 1 pip. So if you do 20 points, this means 2 pip spread. And then you have commission per lot, what commission you want to charge. I basically, for simplicity, I keep it as it is. Like, I've never had the need to change it. Initial history on charts, this basically shows how many days back you want to see the charts. So I keep it at 150. So this means that all I want to see to the left are 150 daily candles. That's what I want to see on the left hand side. That's what I do, right? 150 daily candles. So then we go start simulation. Once you have this over here, next, what you want to do is, now you don't see any charts, right? All you see is this terminal. So if you want to look at charts, what you're going to do is you will go towards charts, and then now you have to load the charts on the database here. So this is your chart selection screen. So you're going to go from this standard chart, seconds chart. Yeah, I've never really messed around with this, so I've kept it as it is right over here. So from period, I'm going to go towards daily. I'm going to add the daily chart. It's going to show the daily chart right here. And then I'm going to add the 4-hour chart, then I'm going to add the 1-hour chart. Oh, let's go to 1-hour chart. We're going to add it. We're going to go towards the 30-minute chart. We're going to add it. Perfect. So we have our charts right over here. Now we need to load these charts onto our MetaTrader. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to just hit open. And the 30-minute chart, you can see at the bottom, it has opened, right? And then you go towards the 1-hour chart, you go to the 4-hour chart, and then you go to the daily chart. Perfect. And then you're going to close this out. And this is where you have your charts. Now, another thing is templates, right? So if I right click, you can see how I'm going to go to template, and I'm going to have all these templates here. We're going to have green army. Oh, okay, green army. And then you're going to have like, naked. Naked is basically naked charts, no indicators whatsoever. So again, we're on the daily chart right over here. So let's say, for example, if you load up your simulator and you get the chart, let's say like this, right? This is what you get right over here. And from this, what you want to do is you want to get towards the naked chart. So what you're going to do is we're going to remove these indicators. So I'm going to move my mouse on the indicator over here. You can see here, this is the MACD. We're going to remove it, delete indicator window. We're going to remove this one. Oh, let's delete this one, delete indicator window. We're going to delete this one right over here, delete indicator window. Perfect. So the indicators are removed, and now we have to fix these candles here, right? Some people like them like, black and green. I like them black and white, so I'm going to choose black and white. I'm going to go to properties, and then I'm going to go to colors. From here, I'm going to choose black and white, and I'm going to hit OK. And this is what I'm going to get right over here, right? Black and white candles we've got. So now you see these squares over here. This is the grid, right? These squares, this is the grid. Some people like the grid. Some people don't like the grid. I necessarily don't really care about the grid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit none. I don't want to see any grid. And this is where now all the grid has been removed at this point. Looking at the 4-hour, perfect, right? So once the grid has been removed, now what I want to do is I want to kind of like, I want to save this template so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to templates, and I'm going to go to save, right? And then I'm going to write a name. So this is going to be, let's call this presentation example. So I'm going to call this template presentation example. I'm going to hit OK, and when I right click, I go to templates. It's right over here, presentation examples. Now all I have to do is I can go to the 4-hour chart, right click, templates, go to presentation example, and it's going to show me the exact template that we had on the daily. Same thing we can do on the 1 hour. So from this, now you have these different templates right over here. Go to 30-minute time frame. You can do the same thing over here, presentation example. I'm not sure what these dotted lines are. I think these are the sessions or something like that. So let me just see what, how can we fix that? Yeah, I don't know what those are, right? I don't know what those are. So anyway, so let's say now you want to kind of like zoom in more on the 4-hour chart. So when you move your mouse to the left, right hand side, you can see an arrow pops up, right? So you can kind of like contract the charts, and you can kind of like expand the charts over here as well. But you see that your expansion of the charts are kind of like limited. So what you want to do is you want to hit right click, you go to properties, and then you go to scale fix, and you hit scale fix, you hit OK, and then this allows you to kind of like expand it even more, right? So this is sometimes used when you're looking at the smaller time frame, if you want to look at the candles more clearly and stuff like that. It gives you like more freedom to kind of like move the charts left and right. All right, let's scale fix. All right, let's bring it back to normal. Okay, so okay, so we made one mistake, right? So you see this time over here, this says 2100 hours. So what we want to do is, I think we chose the wrong one. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this over here, and we're going to start new simulation. So remember how here we set time on the charts GMT? So we're going to choose this as New York close, right? So this is the normal time you see on the MetaTrader. So this is the only thing you're changing. My bad, I should have done this before, should have kind of like saw it before, but whatever, right? Never too late. So New York close. So when you hit New York close, so let's go back over here. Let's quickly do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to fast forward towards May, whatever, 10th. Pound, we have New York close, everything else remains the same. Real spread, history on the charts, 150 days. We start simulation, and now, oh, these are the sessions. You can see it shows the session times. I've never basically looked at that because I remember when the sessions are going to start and end. So you go towards the charts. You're going to go towards the daily. You're going to add the daily. So for sake of simplicity, we're only going to add 3 charts. So we're going to add the daily, 4-hour, and the 1-hour. Start the 1-hour, start the 4-hour, start the daily, hit close, go towards our presentation example right over here, go towards the 4-hour, go towards our presentation example on the 1-hour time frame as well, go towards our presentation example, and perfect, right? So we got this right here now. Now, on the top hand side, you notice you don't see any chart things over there and any tools and stuff, right? So what we want to do is we want to go towards view, go to toolbars, go to charts, and then you can see these things. You can like control the charts left and right and stuff like that. You can zoom in, zoom out. You go to view again, you go to toolbars, and then you go to line studies. Line studies is where you can get your zones. You want to draw zones. You can get your lines over here. You can drag and drop your lines. And then if you can go to view again, tools, time frames, and you can see your time frames here as well. This is something you can control while the market is live and stuff like that. Now, the next most important thing we want to look at is the time on the simulator. So the time on the simulator, which you see right over here, this says 0-100 hours, right? So for the sake of simplicity, 0-100 hours, this basically means 0-100 hours means 5. Let me see if I can basically put this over 5 p.m. Eastern. 0-100 hours mean 5 p.m. Eastern. Let me just make it a little bit bigger over here. Go to properties, make it a little bit bigger, 28, okay, 5 p.m. Eastern, right? 0-100 hours, really important. So if you look at the sessions over here too, you can see that the, so if we forward it, so here's it. So when you go to the time frames, you go towards the 1 hour, and if you hit next bar, if you go towards the 1 hour time frame here, now if you hit 1 bar, next bar is going to forward the time by 1 hour at this point. So if we hit next bar, it's going to forward by 1 hour. We hit next bar again, it's going to forward by 1 hour. Right? And as we continue on moving forward, now we can see this is the Tokyo Open at this point. right? And we can move forward, move forward, move forward. And as we move towards 900 hours and then move towards 1000 hours, 1000 hours is London Open. And you can see right over here. So this is 3 a.m. Eastern in the Eastern time frame. This is around, I think, 8 a.m. for London session. So you need to write these down. We can't really change these times. It's what's available to us, and it's just the way it is, right? We got to go along with it. Just like the quarantine rules and COVID rules and whatever that is, right? We're just learning to go along with this. So you can see right here session time that shows you the time. 1000 hours is like 8 a.m. for the London and 3 a.m. Eastern for the Eastern time zone. And if we hit next bar again, we're going to go towards, and as you can see on the charts as well, the candles are also moving forward, right? So we move towards, so this is our New York Open, right? 1500 hours, our New York Open, right over here too. This is 8 a.m. Eastern. What else is here? So we have history on charts. We have news. You can see the news events here as well. You can see past events. Past events, if you increase it, it's going to show you more past events. You decrease it, it's going to show you less past events. Future events, you can decrease it, right? You can also increase it as well. It's going to show you on the charts as well when the news events are. You can choose which news events you want to see. The only high impact or medium impact, low impact. You can see their forecast here as well on the left-hand side, sorry, on the right-hand side. You can see the trades here as well. If you open trades, you can see trades at this point here. So let's say, for example, if price is moving down, for sake of simplicity, let's say, so we're going to take a buy over here, right? So from lot sizes here, you can either choose a lot size to trade, you can choose a percentage risk, or you can choose a dollar amount you want to risk here as well. So we have a $10,000 account, so we're going to go with percentage, right? So we're going to go with, let's say, like 2%. We want to trade right over here, and let's say we're going to take a buy. Oh, stop loss must be non-zero. Okay, so we got to place a stop loss too. So let's say we're going to use like let's say 10 pip stop, right? So we're going to take a buy at this point. We got a 10 pip stop. And now once we've taken this trade, you can see right over here that our trade is open at this point here. So from here, you can close partials. You can choose what lot size you want to close, or you can choose what percentage you want to close, right? So if we choose 50%, and if we hit close, notice the lot size over here is going to change as well. So if we hit close, it closed 50%. Right now in P&L, you see this is the dollar amount you see. So if you want to change this to pips, what you got to do is you have to go to P&L in pips, check this, and now you're going to see price in pips, right? At the same time, you can see the spread over here as well. The spread is at 1.5 pips at this point. You can see the time. This is a New York Open here as well. Now, from this point, let's say if you want to modify the trade, you can hit modify, and you can modify your basically stop loss here too. And as we're moving the stop loss, you can see the value here is changing as well. So if I move it down, you can see the value in pound is increasing actually, and the stop loss is also increasing in pips. But if I bring it up here a little bit, it's going to change here at the same time, right? So we can hit accept. Also, we can hit stops at break even over here, auto BE. We can also so you can play with these things over here. So here you can put your take profit as well. So let's see here. So let's say we're in a buy and we want to have a take profit. You're going to hit plus, and then you can see how many pips from entry you want your take profit. So let's say you want it at like 10 pips, you're going to choose 10 pips, or you can choose price, or you can have visual mode. I've never tried visual mode, so whatever, right? So go to accept, and you can see now your take profit is set at 10 pips from entry, right? And if you hit modify now, you can basically move your take profit, and you can move your stop loss here as well. So basically Magic Keys was built around the same idea. What else do we have? We can basically close partials, and yeah, that's about the basics to pending orders, right? So you can also have pending orders as well. So let's say, so we're going to close this trade over here. Let's go to market, close all. We're going to close this trade. Let's say we want a pending order, right? And the pending order, let's say you're going to have a pending order below this support to the left hand side. Let's say you're going to have a pending order right over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to press the third mouse button. When you press the third mouse button, you're going to get this cursor. So now you're going to measure this range. This is around 35 pips, right? You can see 356. That's 356 points, right? 365 points, which means 35.6 pips. So distance in pips is going to be 35.6. And if you want to have a sell stop down there, we're going to hit sell stop, and our stop loss is going to be 10 pips, and our risk is going to be 2% risk. So we're going to hit sell stop, and that's our sell stop down there. So if price comes down, hits our sell stop, sells are going to get activated, or you can have a buy limit over here, and whatever you want to do, right? We have presets. I've never used presets, never used account where you see your margin and stuff like that. And then we have, okay, so let's go to trades. And then you can see your stats over here as well, you know, simulator stats. You guys can play with this around here as well. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. I really enjoy this simulator. Been using it for about, been using this for about 4 years now. And man, this has really, really helped me in my trading as well. So good luck with this. Have fun and try not to overindulge in the simulator. One tip I can give you guys is like if you only trade, let's say the London session, only simulate the London session. So go to sessions, only simulate the London session. That's it. Right? It's very easy to get lost in the simulator and the candles movement. So it's really important to only simulate the London session, one trade per session, go towards the next day, and maybe like, you know, maybe simulate maybe 3 days out of the week, 2 days out of the week, maximum 1 hour, 1.5 hours. I think that's more than enough because, you know, our brains need some rest as well from candles. So good luck, everyone. Hope this helps.